Glory be to the Most High God. Hallelujah. Beloved, there are key words here which we are going to analyze so that we can pray an effectual, fervent prayer. So that our prayer will be full of the needed ingredients. Prayer is not only about shouting. It is about the element which are situated in your prayer that makes it effectual prayer. That is make it a prayer that is answerable by God. Glory be to the Most High God. He said, I say to you, what things soever you desire. So we see a desire here. A desire. What is a desire? A desire is a strong feeling of wanting to have something. A strong feeling of wanting to have something. So before you enter into prayer, you must have a desire. A desire must accompany our prayers. Else our prayers will become an exercise in futility. Any prayer that is not accompanied by a desire is an exercise in futility. Because the Bible says, whatsoever things you desire when you pray, it means before you pray, you must have a desire. A strong feeling of wanting to have something. A strong feeling of wanting to have something. So I can also tell you that a desire is a sponsor of consumption. Wow. A desire is a sponsor of consumption. If you don't desire a food, you can never consume it. Okay. Okay. In other words, a desire whets your appetite for prayer. It whets your appetite for prayer. So a desire is a sponsor of consumption. If you are not desirous of banku and okra soup, even if people force it on you, your system will reject it. Because that is not what you are desiring. Glory be to the Most High. He said, whatsoever you desire when you pray. So before you say you are praying, have a desire. Am I whetting somebody's appetite? Your desire will sponsor your consumption. Your desire is what whets your appetite for prayer. Whatsoever things you desire when you pray. You see, so when you turn it the other way, he said, anytime you want to pray, have a desire. So before you say, I'm going to pray, you must have a desire. I believe somebody has a desire. And I can tell you on authority that your heart desire shall be granted. Desires are grantable by God. That's why the Bible said, delight yourself in the Lord. And that thy heart desire, the desires of your heart shall be granted. Glory be to the Most High. So we have looked at desire. The second thing is, prayer is the vehicle that conveys your desire to God. So you have a desire, but until you pray your desire, until you pray it, until you commit your desire into prayer, until you attach prayer to your desire will become a mere wishful thinking. It will become a mere mirage. It will go in no result. And this is what is happening to a lot of people. You desire to be great, but you are not praying. So whatsoever thing you desire, when you pray, so when you get the desire, pray. Pray it. So prayer becomes the vehicle that conveys our desires to God. Don't stop at the desiring stage. You desire. You desire. Glory be to the Most High God. You desire. But what we must know is that a desire without prayer is a wishful thinking. A desire without prayer is a wishful thinking. It's a daydreaming. Anything you are desirous of, the next thing, point of call, is prayer. So he said, whatsoever things you desire, when you pray, move from the desiring stage to the praying stage. A lot of people have stopped at the desiring stage and they are seeing nothing. Let me tell you something. It is your prayerfulness that will make your desire a reality. Your prayerfulness. You are not prayerful, you are desiring to be like somebody, you are desiring bigger things that your grandfathers have never seen before. You are desiring them, but you end up sleeping, eating, sleeping. Whatsoever things you desire, when you pray. So you see, the Bible is talking about having a desire. It's one thing having a desire, and another thing praying about your desire. Praying the desires into reality. Tonight we shall pray all our desires into reality. Amen. Your desire will become a reality on the wings of prayer. What type of prayer? Effectual, fervent prayer. Effectual, fervent prayer. Glory be to the Most High God. Now, therefore I say to you, what things soever you desire, when you pray, believe. Believe. Now, if even you have the desire, if you have the desire and you are praying it, you need faith to actualize your desire. So a prayer full of desires without faith produces nothing. So if there's no desire in your prayer, you are making noise. If there is a desire in your prayer and without faith, you are also making noise. You have a desire, you don't pray about it, nothing will happen. If you have the desire and you pray about it without faith, it's also a fiasco. So he said, whatsoever things you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them and you shall have them. Amen. So I said, a prayer full of desires without faith produces nothing. So when you pray, believe. The faith element can never be taken out of prayer. Prayer is not prayer without faith. Let me tell you. So if you are asking for something from God and you do not believe, forget it. He will not do it. Because faith becomes the purchasing power. It is only the only currency that purchases things from the spiritual shopping mall. That's right. Mark chapter 10 verse 23. If thou canst believe, all things into bracket desires are possible to them that believe. If only you can believe. Oh, how many things? So let me tell you, all your desires can become possible, can become a reality. Let me tell you, the bargaining power here is belief. If thou canst believe, Mark 10:23. If thou canst believe, all things are possible to them that believe. All things. All things. So all desires are fulfillable. All desires are what? Fulfillable. The Bible didn't say some things. It is only faith that makes all things possible. Your desire will never turn into a possibility until you pray a prayer of faith. And the prayer of faith shall save the sick.
Amen.
So there is a saving element in the prayer of faith. James chapter 1 verse 5 to 7. Let me read it. James chapter 1 verse 5 to 7. James chapter 1. Are you here with me? Glory be to the Most High God. James chapter 1 verse 5 to 7. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth all men liberally. He giveth all men liberally, upbraideth not, and it shall be given to them. But let him ask in faith. The fact that God gives it liberally does not mean it is given cheaply. It is given liberally does not mean it is given cheaply. There is a price to pay. There is always a price for a prize. A price. P-R-I-C-E. Price. P-R-I-Z-E. So there is a price for a prize. God gives liberally. Then he tells you that though he gives liberally, let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. Verse 7. For let not that man think he shall receive anything. There is a provision that is given liberally. But without faith, say, don't think it. Let it not cross your mind. Let it not cross your mind and your heart. So even though God gives liberally, he said, if we lack things, if anyone lacks wisdom, you ask from God. So anytime you lack something, you ask from God. Only God can heal your lack. Only God can take care of your lack. And he said that when you come to him, if you know you don't have faith, don't think that you can get it. Gone are the days where people go to prayer meeting and say, I pray for 10 hours. 10 hours without faith, 10 hours without desire, it's a mere jaw exercise. And the Bible says bodily exercise profit a little. Bodily as profit. A little profit is a profit. Bodily exercise. So you went and exercise yourself, you get a little profit. You get your system immune. That's all. You can build your muscles, all right. But to get that miracle, you are joking. Stop building your physical muscles and also build your spiritual muscles. Glory be to the Most High. Are you ready to pray?
We are ready.
We are into prayer ministry. He said, and the disciples went to Jesus and said, teach us how to pray. So prayer is taught. Prayer is taught. Teach us how to pray. Prayer is taught. It's a subject that must be taught. Prayer is taught. Teach us how to pray. There is a how to pray.
How?
There is a how and a why and a when to pray and a where to pray. Okay. A place of prayer, purpose of prayer, plan of prayer.
PPP.
A place of prayer, the purpose of prayer, and a plan of prayer.
Jesus.
The kind of PP, I'm not talking about PPP as a political party. Glory be to the Most High. Of a Jana Yashi. Makua Paliga. Thank you, Holy Spirit. If I had not spoken the way I spoke earlier on, I wouldn't be able to give you this explanation. That's what God requires of us. And things are not going well, we are his mouthpiece. And those things must be addressed out of love. Glory be to the Most High. So God gives liberally on the check. Liberally, but the Bible says he gives it cheaply. Free things are not cheap things. If I give you Land Cruiser V8, doesn't mean it's cheap. Go to Japan Motors and ask for the price. Your great-grandfather's pension pay put together with your grandfather and yours. cannot even purchase that one. But yes, somebody gave it to you and he says it's cheap. A cow swap pension pay. Wo fa kwadwo muchi a pension pay ojato wo de cow dia wo sabeka ho a. So wo captain ti wo sini do nyame nenim. Entimi nto ne koba. Anthony tax koba. No be dia che was efo. Efo obi ankofe.
It's too deep.
So faith is what convert desires into reality on the wings of prayer. So you have the desire, you must believe that desire, you must pray that desire, and by the time you realize your desire plus faith equals to what? Reality. So prayer conveys your desire to God, and your faith in God convert that desire to reality. So Bartimaeus made his desire a reality in Mark chapter 10 verse 51 to 52. Mark chapter 10 verse 51 to 52. Jesus said, what do you want me to do for you? They said, I want to receive my sight. Desire. So it was a desire that pushed him from that angle. A desire is a strong force. Tonight we are going to pray based on a driving force. Cause desire. A desire is a driving force. Those of us who entered into drug addicts, let me tell you, I can move from Asante Achinjasho Junction to Obogu Junction just to buy weed. Because until I get it, I can't sleep. So in the night, not being afraid of anything, desire. Desire. It's powerful. Jesus said, when you look at a woman and you desire that woman, you have slept with the woman. Meanwhile, you have committed adultery. Meanwhile, you know you didn't sit down. You didn't remove your dress, but just having it and desire, you say you have it. So if you can see things negatively, evil desires become a reality. Why not the good thing?
Hey! My goodness. Jesus.
What's it mean? Who are buying a condom on my father? Me so many nika. Now me would Lincoln navigator. Now me desire. I will pray it into a reality. So whatever things you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them, and it shall be given unto you.
Jesus.
So he said, I want to receive my sight. And Jesus said, your faith has made you whole. Your faith has made it a reality. Your prayer was the calling upon me. Son of David, have mercy upon me. That is the prayer. The desire was that I want to receive my sight. And then the faith made it a reality. You catch us a chance one that don't see another a plan of prayer, a place of prayer, a pattern of prayer, and what? A purpose of prayer. A plan of prayer, a purpose of prayer, a pattern of prayer, and a purpose of prayer. Teach us how to pray. My God, so desire plus prayer plus faith equals to possession. Desire plus prayer plus faith equals to possession. Whatsoever things you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them and you shall have it. You cannot commit your desire into prayer and add faith to it and not receive nothing. That's what I said. Desire plus prayer plus faith equals what? So let us look at the reactant. We have reactant and the product. Desire plus prayer plus faith equals what? Possession. What you don't desire, God will not give it to you. Other than that, you abuse it. You will not even respect God.
It's true.
Glory be to the Most High. Glory be to the Most High. Are you ready?
We are ready.
This is only one verse. To be continued next time. The same verse. To be continued. Glory be to the Most High. To be continued. This is Mark 11:24. And home pioneer but to be continued. Wherever you are, I want you to open your mouth and begin to thank the Lord. Thanksgiving is what ushers us into the holiest of holies. Enter his gate with thanksgiving. Enter his gate with thanksgiving. So thanking God is a key that opens the gate to the presence of divinity. Enter his gate with thanksgiving. Open your mouth and thank. Eprantala papa, epandala papa sataya, ekale baba sotolaba, epaparaba parababa, eparaba papa papa, epaparaba papa, ekande bosia tobaya, eparabaka, eswatebaya, eparababa, 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 epaparaba, 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 eparakato sete, eprantala kata, epalakata, epantale papa, epaparababa, 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 eprantele papa, epaparababa, yakele pasataya, epapalababa, epaparababa, epapalababa, 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 sepalakataba, epaparababa, italababa, sekatabaya, epapalababa, epalababa, epaparaba, eprantalakasotepe, eprantale papa, epaparababa, epaparababa, epaparababa. In the name of Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Ushobana okondona, the law of desire se wafa. When you swap and go, when you zip. And the bonnet you desire when you're not papa and desire. You see, stop being over ambitious. I will be over ambitious. And I will pray my desire. I will pray it into faith, and faith will make it a reality. Pray by faith. Glory be to the. And then a 7-point agenda, please. Those of you watching us, promise me you are not going to sign off, because I am going to administer healing to the world.
Jesus.
Anybody who has followed me by the grace of God, I have been preaching for 25 years, and one of the things God has gifted me is the gift of healing. So if you know of anybody who sick, if you have their pictures, if you know their name, you write down their name, you put your hands on it, because there shall be avalanche of healing. Be an avalanche of healing. Healing galore. So connect, don't disconnect. If your network is no, if you have to climb a tree to get a good network, climb it. Because people climb trees to watch Manchester United and then Bayern Munich. Desire. Evil desire. Evil desire. Evil desire. You look at a woman, you lust after her. Look at it. The Bible says, what fun. You know, tell me, when you put this one where you went, you know, we shall wafa. Now the party, at the party, if I decide to buy my own private jet, you said I shouldn't desire. Whatsoever things you desire when you pray, believe. Mark 10:23. If thou can believe, all things are possible. All things. How many things? How many things? The first prayer, we are going to pray your desires into a reality. We are going to pray our desires into a reality. That is the first prayer point. That's the first prayer point. Psalm 37 verse 4. Psalm 37 verse 4, the first prayer point. Please, we are praying based on scripture. I don't waste anybody's time. People have checked out of their tight schedules, so we can never afford. We can never afford to lead you to pray amiss. No, you cannot. We won't lead you to pray amiss. People can pray amiss, and a lot of people are praying amiss. A prayer that is prayed amiss is a prayer that is not based upon the word of God. He said, "If you abide in me and my words abide in you, you shall ask me everything, and it shall be done unto you." Psalm 37 verse 4. Delight yourself also in the Lord, and he shall grant you the desires of your heart. So what you must understand, desires are grantable. Hey, whatever you are desiring, if it is a good desire, if it is a desire that is traceable to the scripture, God will never turn deaf ear to that prayer. Psalm 92. Psalm 92. Psalm 92. Glory be to the Most High. Hallelujah. Verse 11. My eye shall also see my desire on my enemies, and my ear shall hear my desire on the wicked that rise up against me. So your desire to see your enemies fall down is scripture. You will see them falling down. Amen. Your desire to marry is scripture. Amen. Your desire to be rich is biblical. Amen. Poverty is not a substitute for salvation. No way. No way. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 24. The desire of the righteous shall be granted. Have you put your desire together? Whatever. Package them. Package your desires. Package it well. Don't be telling me package it well. Your desire for marriage, your desire for healing, your desire for prosperity, your desire for advancement, your desire to have wisdom are situated in the Bible. And the Bible says, whatsoever things you desire when you pray, believe. So we are going to pray those desires into a reality. So remember the mathematics. Desire plus prayer plus what? Faith equals to what? Possession. So if you can apply this, if you can react in this way, the product will be automatic. If you can react properly. Say, oh Lord God Almighty. Oh Lord God Almighty. Tonight, I, Kofi Vidzro, I have a heart desire. I have a desire to get wisdom. A desire to be healed. A desire to live long. A desire to excel in all my endeavors. A desire to marry. A desire to become richer. A desire to be richer. So therefore, your word said, when I desire a thing, I should pray it by faith. I shall have it. So therefore, today I pray my desires into a reality. Open your mouth and let's go. Pray your heart desire into reality. Pray it is possible if thou can believe. things are possible to them that believe. Your heart desire concerning your enemies, your heart desire concerning your children, your desire concerning your ministry is achievable. Pray it, pray it, pray it into reality. On the wings of faith, it shall become yours. Believe what you are praying, believe in what you are praying, it shall become a reality. Your desire concerning your children, your desire concerning Ghana shall become a reality. Lift up your voices wherever you are at your homes. Lay hands on your children, pray their desires. Whatever your child has desired to become in the future, you can pray it into reality. Lift up your voices and pray now. Ipalakata, Sogwa Panagata, Egelegete, Etostopaya, Equapanaga, Eswapekete, Ekakata, Sokolopa, Ebentagato, Masua Paligata, Eyogata. Your desire, delight yourself in the Lord, and your desires shall be granted. The Bible said the desire of the righteous shall be granted. It's grantable, it's grantable, it's grantable through prayer and through faith. That desire of yours concerning your life, concerning your family, concerning your destiny, it is grantable. The devil is a liar. No matter how big it is, no matter how imaginable it is grantable. The Bible said, I will commit my cause unto the Lord, for he is able to do great, unsearchable, and marvelous things without number. Our God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above what a thing or can ask, according to the power that worketh within us. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are under the sound of the broadcast, your desire, your heart desire, which are traceable, your heart desires, which are traceable to the scriptures, are grantable on the wings of prayer, a prayer of faith. God is a liberal giver, but the Bible said anybody who comes to God must believe that he is, and is the rewarder of those who seek him diligently. The effectual fervent prayer of the righteous availeth much. Lift up your voice, lift up your voice. Pray the desires of your children, the desires of your wife, the desires of your husband. Your desire to have a God-fearing husband shall become a reality. Your desire to work for God, your desire for an expansion in your ministry shall become a reality. Pray it into reality. Pray it into reality. Shababarababa, lebabarababa, 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 the Bible said the desire of the righteous shall be granted, shall be granted. That thing you have been desirous of all these years, as newborn babies, desire the sincere milk of the word. I desire more of you. 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 Father, I believe, therefore have I spoken. We having the same spirit of faith, according as it is written. I believe, therefore have I spoken. We also believe, therefore shall we speak. It shall become a reality. It shall become a reality. Your environment doesn't matter. The people around you doesn't matter. Your background doesn't matter. It's all about your desire. It's about praying your desire. Praying your desire on the wings of faith. It shall become a reality. Hey, Babala. Eko paneka sui. Eja kanakotosis. Epuaneka po malika lagata. I have a desire for all City of Glory members, for all of our members, for anybody watching me now. Father, I have a desire. I have a desire, and I bring them into a reality. Into a reality. Anybody watching me right now, wherever you are, I have a desire. My desire for you is that your prayer be answered. Is that God turn things around, and it shall be so. Antolo baba, Ito misa tika lagataka ejangala banda kuatehe eko nipa sisi soso jangalo masiso. Oh Father, we pray that desire, pray it into reality, pray that gather momentum, gather it. Let your desire sponsor your consumption. Eparabaha. In the name of Jesus Christ, I declare today, whatever desire you have put before God on the wings of faith has been granted. Amen. Because the Bible says the desire of the righteous shall be granted. Amen. So it is not enough being righteous. You are righteous, but you don't have any desire. You are righteous, you don't pray. He said the effectual fervent prayer of the righteous. So you gain righteousness, you get righteousness to be able to channel your grievances to God. Prayer point 2. Prayer point 2. Are you there with me? Yes. Prayer point 2. We are dealing with unproductive efforts or unfruitful efforts. When we say unproductive effort, they are efforts which are unable to be translated into a goal. You put on your maximum effort, but all to no avail. Unproductive effort. That's why some people go jack of all trades, but a master of none. You are doing everything humanly possible, but all to no avail. Your efforts are not being translated into goals. But after this prayer, all unproductive efforts shall be translated into a reality. Amen. John chapter 5. John chapter 5, verse 7. Verse 7. And the impotent man answered him, Jesus, Sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me into the pool. That is not what I'm looking at. But whilst I am coming, whilst I am coming, another step down before me. So this is what the man has been doing for all these 38 years. Yes. Coming is a verb, and a verb is a doing word in a sentence or an action word. Whilst I am coming, the man was not a lazy person.
No.
He was doing everything, but his efforts are nothing to write home about. I believe I'm talking to somebody.
Yes.
When you're the so whilst I am coming, he was aiming at progression. In arithmetic, you can say arithmetic progression, but the law of diminishing returns set in. The law of retrogression set in. Another man, your fellow human being, what you are unsuccessful at, your fellow human being do it successfully. It's another step down before me. You are always overtaken by events and circumstances. You make effort, every effort to make the marriage work, but somebody is stepping down before me. Who is doing this thing to me? Isaiah chapter 62. Are you getting something?
Yes.
Isaiah chapter 62, verse 22 to 24. Isaiah chapter 62. Isaiah chapter 62, verses 22. Isaiah chapter 62, right? Sorry, 65. Isaiah chapter 65. Forgive me. It's Isaiah chapter 65. Isaiah chapter Isaiah chapter 65, verse 22 to 24. They shall not build for another to inhabit.
I shall not build for another to inhabit.
Unproductive effort. You build the house, you cannot patronize it. You cook the food, you cannot enjoy it. Verse 22. They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of the trees are, the days of thy people and mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. From today you will eat the fruit of your labor. Whatever you have labored for, any effort you have put into a venture, it shall produce results. The days of unproductive effort are gone. My elect, my children shall long enjoy you. Your enjoyment will not be a short lived.
Amen.
Will not be short lived. Long enjoyment shall long enjoy the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth for trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of the Lord, and their offspring with them. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer. And whilst they are yet speaking, I will hear them. Whilst we are yet speaking, God is hearing. Because the desire is strong, and the prayer is effective, and the faith is on board. When desire is strong and prayer is employed, and then faith is brought on board, there shall be a performance. So say, oh Lord, Lord God Almighty, any unsuccessful attempt that I've made in life, unproductive efforts that are not yielding results, today I declare that from today I shall not plant for another to harvest. I shall not build for another to inhabit. From today, I shall enjoy. I shall enjoy the works of my hand. I shall not labor in vain. All my labor in the Lord shall be fruitful. Open your mouth and let's go. Shebabalababa, 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 shebabalababa. It is an error to build for another to have it. It is an error to plant for another to enjoy. It is an error to labor in vain. The scriptures cannot be broken. Lift up your voices. Every effort you have channeled into that marriage, the effort, the energy, the money you have invested into that venture, into that business can never be in vain. Open your mouth and pray that prayer. 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 I will not plant for another to harvest. It is an error. It is an error. It is an error. Any anti-harvest spirit, anti-harvest agent that comes my way to make my effort unproductive today, catch fire, catch fire, shut up by fire, shut up by fire, shut up by fire. Epalababa, epalababa, epabalaba, shebabalaba, 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 shebabala, shebabalaba, lebabaraba, epabaraba, epabalaba, epabalaba. Open your mouth and pray. And tokoto, eshebreke, keteke, bososo, yekete, epata. Whilst I am coming, another step down before me. Any agent that competes with me, any agent that renders my effort useless, I declare today, Eko Posisua, Ataka, clap your hands wherever you are, lift up your voice, pray. Your labor in the Lord must not be in vain. It cannot be in vain, and the scriptures cannot be broken. The scriptures cannot be broken. Ebralabaha, Shababa, Shababa, Shababa. Unproductive efforts, unfruitful efforts, efforts that are not being translated in the goal. For 38 years, he kept coming, but he was not getting to his destination. He said, once I am coming, he kept on coming, he kept on coming, he kept on making effort, but no, his effort is not yielding any fruit. Lift up your voices, pray this prayer wherever you are. You can jump, you can shout, you can clap your hands, shout no way, no way. Jankato Mazaza, Agua Panukata, Ekantayaka Alaka, Osekete. From today, I shall not labor in vain. I will not build for another to harvest. I will not build, I will not sow for another to enjoy. I shall enjoy the fruit of my labor. I shall enjoy the fruit of my labor. Open your mouth and pray. In the name of Jesus Christ. Red hot prayers, no room for coldness. Red hot prayers, no room for coldness. Red hot prayers, no room for coldness. By fire, by thunder, evil limitation, satanic conspiracy, magic mirrors, evil conspiracy, limitation, restriction, demonic pot, curses, enchantment, divination, by fire, by thunder, by fire, by thunder, break. Judges chapter 6. Stay on prayer point 2. Verses 3 to 6. Judges chapter 6. My brother, forget about the AC. Judges chapter 6. Verse 3 to 5. And it was so, when Israel had sown, then the Midianites came up, the Amalekite, the children of the east, even they came up against them, and they encamped against themselves and destroyed the increase of the earth, till thou come unto Gaza, and left no substance for Israel, neither a sheep nor ox nor ass. For they came up with their cattle, their tent, they came as grasshoppers for multitude. For both they and their camels were without number, and they entered into the land to destroy it. Verses. And Israel was greatly impoverished. Greatly. Take note of the adverb. Greatly. Greatly impoverished. You can so be impoverished. Poverty to the highest level. Israel was greatly impoverished because of the Midianite. So once impoverishment can be attributed to something, some agent somewhere. Who is behind my impoverishment? They never attack. They wait till they have sown. They wait till you have sown, then they will resurface. They are the submarine type of enemies. You don't see them around when nothing is sown, when nothing is planted. Submarine type of demons. They behave as if they don't exist. But the moment something is planted, they come like grasshoppers. And Israel was greatly impoverished because of who? The Midianites. So who is behind your impoverishment? The man said, once I'm coming, every year he comes, but he doesn't get to his destination. Can you imagine? I am coming. When I am coming, consistency. Say, oh Lord, tonight, any power working behind the scene to make me impoverished. Whatever you are, what are you doing there? What do you want in my marriage? What do you want in my life? Shatter by fire, shatter by thunder, shatter by thunder. Catch fire. Now let us go. In the spirit working behind the scene to cause you to be impoverished, let them catch fire. Any demon, principality, wizard, witches, occultic chambers, demonic chambers, principalities and powers that are behind our impoverishment. Lift up your voices. Declare war. Declare war. Ayakabaha. Epalabaha. Epalababa. Sepalababa. Go to your mother's family, your father's family. Enter your business. Any entity, any agent, Ayaka, responsible for the impoverishment of God's people, catch fire, shut up by fire. Israel was greatly impoverished because of the Midianites. Something is responsible for all your unsuccessful attempt. Anything responsible for your failure, anything responsible for your sickness, anything responsible for your disappointment. Today, wherever they are, let them shut up by fire. Until you deal with them, you can never see progress. Until you deal with them, you cannot see progress. Open your mouth and pray. Pray that prayer. What all things you desire. When you pray, believe that you receive, and it shall have them. Epalababa. Papa, Sepala Papa, Sepaparapa, Ekapala Papa, Ekapapa, Sekete, Anjakalanga Tanga Sambaya, Ekopeki Sisi. Pray your prayer. Before you call, I have answered. Whilst you are talking, I have heard. Whilst you are praying this prayer, heaven is hearing you. Pray it, my brother, my sister, my father and mother, anybody connect. Something is behind. Something is behind. Something is behind. Any entity, any satanic entity, demonic agent that is responsible for my woes, for my predicament, I declare fire. I declare you destroyed. Shut up by fire. Let the voice of the Lord that tendereth, the voice of the Lord that breaketh the cedars, the voice of the Lord that shaketh the wilderness, the voice of the Lord that divides the flames of fire, the voice of the Lord which is majestic. Let that voice be activated against you now. Epalababa, Ipalababa, Webababa. We disappoint all the devices of the crafty. From today, your hands cannot perform their enterprise. Lift up your voice and pray. Ekakatomaso, Chakakato, Itesetaya, Lepaya, by fire, by thunder. The God that answered by fire, the voice that tendereth, the voice that tendereth. In the chamber, in the occultic chamber, responsible for my woes, for my predicament. Today, I command fire. I command fire. I command fire to destroy you. We put down that altar. Any altar responsible for my woe, for my retrogression, I break you down. The altar of failure, the altar of unproductive effort. Today, any demon that has made my harvest a target, my harvest a target. Today, wherever you are, shut up by fire.